If you look at the software market right now, you probably see a lot of flashy AI startups.
Oh, definitely. Everyone wants to build the next massive, cool thing.
But the truth is, the most profitable ideas aren't really cool at all. Beat. They are usually just solving incredibly boring, invisible daily problems.
That's absolutely true. People will happily pay to escape their daily friction.
Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we are exploring a fascinating March 2026 guide by Max Ann. It is titled 5 Profitable SaaS Ideas for 2026.
It is such a brilliant breakdown of the current landscape.
We have a very specific mission for you today. We are going to look at a massive shift in how software is actually built.
Right. The old ways are completely dead.
We will explore a powerful AI tool called Base44. Then we will break down 5 specific, highly profitable niche blueprints.
And finally, we will reveal the ultimate build, test, adjust framework. You can use this exact framework to launch a minimum viable product this weekend.
The global SaaS market is just staggering right now.
It is climbing incredibly fast. It will hit $375 billion in 2026.
That is a massive pool of capital. Businesses are just desperate to automate their repetitive, soul-crushing administrative work.
Yeah, but there is a fundamental shift happening in the market today. We are moving far away from those traditional feature-heavy enterprise giants.
They are just too bloated. They try to do absolutely everything for everyone.
Exactly. We are moving toward what we call focused utility tools. You might even call it outcome as a service in today's landscape.
I really like that framing. Outcome as a service.
Look at why most modern startups eventually fail. They build a really cool, flashy tech demo. They launch it on Product Hunt to get some quick attention. They might get 200 upvotes from other developers.
But they don't actually solve a real, tangible, bleeding neck pain.
Right. The signups just quietly flatline by the second week. People build things that nobody actually needs in the real world.
The only filter that actually matters for a founder is simple. Beat. Is someone already paying money to escape this specific problem?
If the answer is yes, you have a viable business model.
That brings us to the actual solution mentioned in the guide. The sources introduce a fascinating tool called Base44.
It is essentially an AI-native application builder for new founders. It completely changes how we create and deploy new software today.
For anyone entirely new to this space, what exactly does an AI no-code system actually do?
It is translating plain English text into fully functional, ready-to-use software.
So it bypasses traditional development costs entirely.
Yeah. Think of it like ordering a custom sandwich at a deli. Instead of baking the bread and growing the tomatoes yourself.
Which is traditional coding.
Right. You just tell Base44 what kind of sandwich you want. It instantly assembles it from pre-existing, highly secure parts.
That is a really great analogy. It automatically builds secure user authentication protocols for you.
It creates and links complex database tables instantly. It even integrates Stripe payment processing seamlessly into your application.
You literally just describe what you want the software to do.
It is like having a senior developer who never sleeps, and they never complain about scope creep or tight deadlines.
2-sec silence. Whoa! Imagine just typing a paragraph and instantly spinning up a secure, scaled application with a database and payment gates.
It really is an incredible leap forward for independent creators.
It is just wild that this is the reality of 2026.
Every version you build gets saved automatically in the background. Faster iteration completely removes the biggest barrier to launching software.
So if the code is easy, what is the actual hurdle?
Code is cheap now. Finding a painful, boring problem is the real challenge.
Let's move into the first blueprint from the guide then. Idea number 1 is an AI content generator specifically for busy founders.
Founders desperately need to post regular content online. Blogs and LinkedIn updates are absolutely vital for their company's visibility.
Everyone knows that organic content marketing really drives growth.
But the actual writing process drains their time, focus, and energy. It almost always slips down the daily priority list.
I can completely relate to that exact struggle. I still wrestle with prompt drift myself when trying to write consistently. Oh, me too. And for those who might not know the term, prompt drift is when an AI slowly forgets your original instructions.
Exactly. The tone just wanders off into generic robot speak eventually.
It is incredibly frustrating when you are busy.
But let me play devil's advocate for a second here. If we build a tool for this, aren't we just flooding the internet with generic content?
Not if you do it right. That is the beauty of building a highly specialized tool. You lock in their specific tone and industry context securely.
So the output actually sounds like them?
Exactly. The broader AI content market is absolutely massive right now. Grandview Research estimates it at $2 billion.
And DataBridge puts the broader market at $54 billion.
The signal from both sources is incredibly clear. Businesses will absolutely pay for faster, high-quality content production.
So how do we actually build the MVP for this?
Yeah.
The guide strongly emphasizes that we should not overbuild the software.
You really just need 3 core application pages to start. First, a simple generate page for the users.
They input their specific niche, their target audience, and their tone. Right. The system then returns a complete, highly usable draft. Second, you need a basic history page for organization.
It automatically saves every single generated post for the user.
They can revisit or edit those older drafts later. Finally, you just add a secure Stripe payment gate.
That is really all you need to launch. You don't add complex team collaboration features yet.
No, absolutely not. Don't build a social media scheduling tool into the dashboard either. Prove the core generation loop actually works first.
Pricing strategy is also crucial for this specific MVP. You want to make upgrades feel entirely obvious to the user.
You start with a simple free tier for onboarding. That gives them exactly 1 post per month.
Then you offer a light tier for regular users that allows them to generate 5 posts per week.
Next is the core tier, which gives 10 posts plus reusable templates. Finally, a pro tier offers unlimited generations for heavy users.
As a founder's content needs inevitably grow over time, upgrading just becomes the natural, frictionless next step for them.
Exactly. You are just matching their natural growth curve.
Why limit the MVP to just 3 pages?
You must prove someone will actually pay before adding any complex new features.
That theme of reducing cognitive load leads right into idea 2, but this shifts from professional stress to deeply personal stress.
Yeah, this one is an AI companion and guided reflection application.
People carry an immense amount of daily stress right now. They desperately need a quiet space to process their thoughts.
They want to check in with themselves during a busy day.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just cannot schedule a formal phone call.
They just want to feel truly heard and understood. An AI companion app fits that specific need perfectly.
But there's a massive legal line we have to draw here.
Absolutely.
What's fascinating here is the boundary line we must maintain. This is absolutely not therapy or medical diagnosis.
Right. That is a very important distinction to make.
It is strictly for personal journaling and daily emotional check-ins. That keeps the application legally and ethically safe.
It is essentially a smart mirror, not a licensed medical doctor.
Exactly. And the market potential here is quite massive. Fortune Business Insights projects something huge for this sector.
They estimate this companion market will hit $49 billion in 2026.
Consumer interest is already becoming mainstream across the globe.
Let's look at the MVP build for this companion. You only need 4 basic software pieces to launch.
First is a simple onboarding questionnaire sequence. You capture their personal goals and their emotional baseline.
Second is a daily check-in feature for the user. It handles quick mood logging and short reflective notes.
Third is an ongoing chat interface page for interaction. It provides supportive, reflective conversations with the AI companion.
Finally, you need a searchable journal history timeline. The pricing structure is very straightforward for this app as well.
The free tier gets you exactly 1 companion persona. You get unlimited chat with that specific digital personality.
The paid tier unlocks multiple different personalities for the user. You get more choice and much deeper personalization options.
Users can choose specific avatars and different conversational attitudes.
Why charge for different personalities instead of usage?
Personalization feels like a natural premium upgrade, while basic connection proves the core value.
Before we move on to idea number 3, let's take a very brief moment to thank today's sponsor. This deep dive is brought to you by our partners. They help make these detailed market explorations entirely possible for you.
We really appreciate their ongoing support.
Please check the episode description for their special offers.
Beat. Okay, let's transition over to the complex medical field now.
Idea number 3 tackles an incredible administrative crisis. It is a clinical documentation generator for busy doctors. Specifically, it builds customized SOAP notes for them.
The administrative pain here is just incredibly intense. Picture a doctor finishing a very long day in the clinic.
They saw 12 different patients with complex medical issues. The last patient finally leaves the office at 5 o'clock.
The actual practice of medicine is over for the day. But then the heavy administrative work officially begins.
For anyone entirely outside of the healthcare industry, what exactly are SOAP notes in this context?
Standardized medical notes covering subjective, objective assessment, and plan details.
Thanks. They face hours of copying and formatting those notes. They are building routine summaries repeatedly into the evening.
This administrative burden actually causes severe burnout among doctors. It is not the patient care itself that exhausts them.
It is the endless typing and clicking.
Our tool converts quick visit summaries into perfectly clean documentation. It saves doctors hours of frustrating work every single day.
The market size proves this is a very real problem. Future Market Insights values this sector at $4 billion.
And Mordor Intelligence puts it closer to $5 billion globally. Hospitals already spend heavily trying to solve this bottleneck.
The MVP build focuses on three very simple elements. First, a structured form for capturing the raw visit details.
Second, a drop-down selector for different medical specialty templates. Third, a clean export and document generation function.
But there is a massive flashing red flag here. The sources give a very strict warning about testing.
Yes, you must never test this software with real patient data.
That is a critical legal and compliance issue. HIPAA rules are completely mandatory from day one.
You must only use fake sample data during development. You cannot take risks with actual patient privacy.
For pricing, you usually charge per clinical user, or you can simply charge per clinic location.
A short free trial works incredibly well in this industry. Once a doctor saves 2 hours, they immediately convert.
Why does a simple template tool cure burnout?
It eliminates the repetitive, mind-numbing formatting that drains a doctor's energy after hours.
Idea number 4 moves us into the messy physical world. Property management automation for independent, small-scale landlords.
Managing physical rentals involves a lot of daily chaos.
Small landlords handle urgent maintenance via messy text threads. Rent reminders easily get lost in chaotic Excel spreadsheets.
Coordinating plumbers and electricians becomes endless back-and-forth communication. It produces absolutely no real revenue for the business owner.
The broader property management software market is truly massive. Fortune Business Insights values it at $24 billion.
But existing enterprise software is completely overkill for them. It is simply too expensive and complex for small operators.
That massive gap leaves room for much simpler tools.
Here's where it gets really interesting for software builders. In 2026, your unfair advantage is not your underlying code.
The real secret weapon is a concept called domain narrowing. You should never try to build for absolutely everyone.
You must pick one very specific target segment instead. Build exclusively for student housing managers, for example.
They have highly seasonal maintenance request patterns that need tracking.
Or build specifically for short-term rental operators only. Or just focus on small landlords with 5 to 50 units.
The MVP build requires 4 core application features. First, a simple mobile-friendly portal for tenant repair requests.
Second, a clear dashboard for the property manager. Third, a visual status tracking pipeline from new to done.
Finally, automatic text and email notifications for everyone involved.
Acquiring customers doesn't require massive advertising budgets here. You find your first 10 customers organically online.
You look in local Facebook landlord community groups. You post in highly specific property rental forums.
A single message explaining the time savings works perfectly.
Pricing is generally based on total units or properties. It scales up naturally as landlords acquire more buildings.
Your revenue grows automatically without negotiating new enterprise contracts.
How does narrowing the target audience actually speed up growth?
Less competition, highly targeted messaging, and incredibly fast word of mouth within a tight community.
Our 5th idea tackles the chaotic food service industry. It is a restaurant inventory optimization application for commercial kitchens.
Food waste quietly destroys restaurant profits every single day. Ingredients are frequently overordered and daily counts are skipped.
Menu changes completely ignore crucial purchasing data insights. Most owners have no real idea what disappears daily.
The National Restaurant Association shares some truly shocking data here. Commercial kitchens waste roughly 4 to 10% of their food.
That is expensive inventory lost before ever reaching a customer.
That translates to massive financial damage for the business. Consider a typical $1 million annual ingredient spend.
That is $40,000 to $100,000 completely lost.
It is simply due to poor tracking and manual errors. Beat.
Research and Markets tracks this specific software sector closely. They expect it to grow from $5 billion in 2026.
It will eventually reach $12 billion by 2032. Margins are incredibly tight in the restaurant industry anyway.
The MVP build starts very, very small here. You need a digital inventory count sheet interface.
You need automatic low-stock PAR alerts for managers. Real quick, a PAR alert is an automated warning when inventory drops below minimum levels.
And you need weekly financial cost reports generated automatically.
The physical environment dictates the entire software design here.
If we connect this to the bigger picture,
Kitchen staff use this while literally walking the floor. Therefore, the application must be incredibly mobile-friendly.
a desktop layout will fail completely in a busy kitchen. You price this by charging a flat fee per location.
As a successful restaurant group expands its footprint, your recurring revenue scales up automatically alongside their growth.
Why is the mobile layout the make-or-break feature here?
Kitchen staff are always on the move. A desktop app is useless in a pantry.
We have covered 5 really brilliant blueprint ideas today. Now we need to discuss the fastest building method.
The guide outlines the powerful build, test, adjust, launch framework. This iterative loop changes everything for modern solo founders.
You start the build phase immediately this afternoon. You use one detailed Base44 prompt for the initial generation.
You get a functional baseline product very quickly.
Then you immediately move into the test phase. You manually click every single button the AI generated.
You check the mobile interface layout very carefully. You actively identify missing features or obvious user friction.
Next is the adjust phase for rapid refinement. You send follow-up prompts to fix the identified gaps.
You don't ever touch the underlying software code yourself. You just refine the MVP based on your testing.
Finally, the improve phase uses actual market feedback. Real user data heavily drives the next scheduled updates.
You only build features that your users actually demand.
There is one absolute golden rule to remember here. Never rebuild your software entirely from scratch again.
Each requested change is simply layered on top perfectly. Base44 securely saves all previous software versions instantly.
It is like stacking Lego blocks of data. If you don't like the top piece, just pop it off.
That functionality allows for instant and completely safe rollbacks. Fast feedback loops always beat perfect planning entirely.
The historical barrier to shipping software has completely vanished today.
It really has. Anyone can do this now.
What is the main trap people fall into when building?
Waiting for perfection, they bookmark ideas instead of just typing that first prompt.
So what does this all mean for you? We have covered a massive amount of ground today.
The SaaS market is booming right now. It is not growing because of highly complex, revolutionary coding.
It is driven entirely by focused, simple solutions to problems. People desperately want to escape their repetitive administrative work.
AI tools like Base44 completely remove the traditional barriers. The financial entry cost has basically vanished for founders today.
The only thing separating a casual reader from a founder is the willingness to type that very first prompt.
You just have to start testing your ideas immediately. Knowledge is truly only valuable when applied directly.
The first step is always the hardest one to take, but every step after that becomes a little clearer.
Multiple perspectives really enrich our understanding of these markets.
I want to leave you with this final thought today. Beat. If an AI can spin up a fully monetizable solution in a single afternoon, what boring, invisible, time-wasting problem in your own daily routine are you currently just accepting as normal? 2-sec silence. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.
Take a close look at your day, find the friction, and consider building your own solution this weekend.